Hey there, Hofstra fans. Welcome to the WB Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com. Nick Falasher here, and each and every week we're joined by the head coach of the Hofstra Pride women's soccer team, Simon Riddiough. Coach, good to see you.
You too, Nick.
Well, let's look at this past week. First two games of the season down at Penn State. You faced the Nittany Lions, number 6 team in the nation. It was a 1-1 game at that point in the 65th minute. A few minutes later, Penn State ends up taking the lead. So just an analysis after that 2-1 loss to start the season.
From where I thought we were, extremely satisfied with the performance. The girls gave everything. We came up with a defensive plan, and it was working for long periods of time. And even in the second half, when we actually relaxed and calmed down a little bit, we actually played with Penn State for a while, and that's when we got the tying goal. Unfortunately, in these games, teams like Penn State can ratchet up another notch, and they found an extra gear, and they got the game winner with 20 minutes to go. So from our perspective, 1-1 with 20 minutes to go was highly successful. It's where we want to be, competing with the number 6 team in the nation. To be that close and scare them a little bit is excellent for this time of the season. So we were quite happy after that game, but you know, it's like anything. That's yesterday's news, and we move forward.
A quick turnaround Sunday, you faced number 24 Rutgers, a 1-0 result in favor of the Scarlet Knights. So another close matchup against a top 25 team, but again on the wrong side of it.
Yeah, it's, you know, going into this week, and nobody expected anything from Hofstra. To play Penn State as hard as we did and as close as we did, it takes a lot out of your team mentally, emotionally, physically. Playing in front of 3,000 fans, cheering and screaming at you. Yeah, I think we were exhausted, and we did fairly well for 60 minutes against Rutgers, and we kept it tight, and you know, it was a fairly even game. That last 25 minutes we couldn't muster anything. We were slow defensively, we were slow offensively, but that's where we are at this time of the season. It's end of pre-season, our fitness levels aren't where they need to be, and especially when you're playing 2 nationally ranked teams back to back. Hopefully as we move forward throughout, we'll get better, we'll get stronger, we'll get fitter, and we'll get ready to compete each weekend.
Talking with you last week, you mentioned how a few players had to step up scoring-wise if you wanted this team to be where it was last season and better. You get 12 shots in total between the weekend, 6 on target. So were you satisfied with that, or you feel you could have been needing more?
You're always asking for more opportunities, but again, we play in top 25 teams. To get 12 opportunities is impressive. So we where we at. I think this weekend will give us a better sign of whether we can compete or not. You know, if we do well this weekend, we're in a good position. If we don't, then we have to reevaluate everything, and maybe we've over-evaluated our own abilities. But the goals are still the same, and we're just moving forward through the process.
And just looking back a little more at this past weekend, Jill Mulholland gets her first 2 starts after injuries last season. How do you think she looked in her first full minutes of action?
I thought she was tremendous Friday, and like anything, when you come back from a major injury, to maintain that level of competitiveness for 2 games in a short period of time is very difficult. And I think Jill will be the first one to admit that she wasn't as sharp as she needed to be on Sunday, which affects our offensive output. So, but she had a very good week, and she worked very, very hard for both games. It just wasn't necessarily ticking in that last one. But we're really excited to have her on the field, and I think you're going to realise how integral she is to this team.
Now let's look at the weekend coming up. Finally back at home, Hofstra Soccer Stadium had 2 games on Friday, 1 on Friday and then 1 on Sunday. You begin with Columbia. Only gave up 11 goals this past season out of the Ivy League. So what are we expecting from Columbia?
Yeah, Columbia is good. New coaching staff. They've been there for 2 years now. So they're starting to embed their own tactics and style on the team. They're going to be extremely difficult to break down. As you mentioned, 11 goals in a season is pretty impressive. They're going to be hard-nosed, they're going to be organised, they're disciplined, they're well-coached. And they've got some special players. It's the Ivy League. They can attract the best athletes and academics, kids in the country. So they're going to have some special players. I'm going to have to nullify them. We're going to have to figure out the system pretty quickly. And hopefully we'll put them under pressure and not vice versa. It's going to be a big match. And I know Columbia are coming here to send a message to their conference. And we have to start winning games.
And then you have on Sunday Fairleigh Dickinson for the second match of the weekend. What are we seeing there?
Fairleigh Dickinson, they returned everybody except for one kid. They were regular season champions in their conference and really big favourites to win it. Unfortunately, they lost at the final hurdle in their final. They're very good. Their coach, Eric, has done a good job. He's assembled a very talented team, and they're organised and they're hard-working, blue-collar. So it's going to be two physically competitive games this weekend, and it'll be a testament to where we are by the end of Sunday to see where we're going to move forward with this team and whether we have to reevaluate our goals or continue to set them high.
And from what we were talking about last week, you said early part of the season will not be a struggle, but an adjustment period for this team. What are you trying to see this weekend to get your team ready for the season going ahead?
Well, like I said, it's an adjustment. We've got a lot of freshmen. They've got to learn how to play at this level and what it takes to play at this level. We're hoping to be a week ahead of last week. So a little bit fitter, a little bit stronger, a little bit more organised, less individual errors. And the only little small details, minor details, but we need to get rid of those. And we had a couple of those on the weekend, and hopefully we've learned our lesson and we minimise those. And if we can come with a more efficient defensive effort on top of an exciting offensive effort, then we're moving forward. You know, as always, you're going to hit some speed bumps, you're going to hit some hiccups, you're going to come up against a team who plays extremely well. You're not going to play extremely well at every game, and we've got to figure out what personalities we've got moving forward, and that's what it's all about. It's a short season, but it's exciting, and the ultimate goal is a championship and the NCAAs. I don't see anything not affecting that yet, and we're going to give us best and do Hofstra proud as we always do.
He's the gaffer of Hofstra Pride Women's Soccer, Coach Simon Riddiough. Coach, thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you, Nick.
You've been listening to the WB Mason Coaches Report right here on Go Hofstra.